Once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, you're now tuned into the Investor Show. So, this is your gracious host, the Prince of Investing, Prince Dykes, coming to you guys and girls live, all the way from the beautiful city and state of Denver, Colorado. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, comment, and share button. And as always, I don't have a lot of time, and I definitely know you guys and girls don't have a lot of time. So, we're going to jump straight into it. So, in this episode, we're going to explain the payroll tax deferment and what does it mean to investors. So in this episode, we're going to go over what is payroll tax, because first you need to understand what it is. What is payroll tax? We're going to talk about President Trump's executive order that kind of pushed all of this into play. We want to see why they are doing this and what does it mean to investors. And most importantly, we're going to talk about a deferral versus forgiveness. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get straight into it. But if you haven't done so already, make sure hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, hit that like, comment, and share button. So the first thing we're going to get into, what is payroll tax? So payroll tax is essentially it's wage based. It comes from your taxes. It's used pretty much to fund things like our Social Security, healthcare, unemployment, and all of the great stuff, right? Now, it's things that you see in your taxes. You get that gross. They say what your gross and what your net is. So it's automatically taken out of our paycheck as an employee. And what it does is they take it and they pay it straight to the government, to the federal government. So it's held for taxes. The government pays it pretty much. Your employee pays it every single month. It's held and it's paid to the government. Pretty simple and easy, right? Your income tax is something you do once a year, but your payroll tax every year we pay into it. This is how they pay for our Social Security, health care, unemployment, all the other great stuff. And some companies, some counties or small local areas, they also have a small payroll tax. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go a little bit deeper as an investor. Now, one thing as an investor, y'all remember the controversy with Uber when they kept saying that, hey, why does California is ruling that Uber needs to take their workers instead of being an independent contractor, they need to be workers? Why were they making a big stink about it? The big reason why they was making a stink about it is because if Uber had to have all their Uber drivers become employees, guess what? They're subject to payroll tax. That is some governments, some local counties use that to maintain local infrastructure. They use that to pay first responders, to fix roads, all the other good stuff, right? So to fund local programs. So that's money to a local government and a federal government. So you got to understand what is payroll tax. As an investor, you see how politics and business can go hand in hand. So with the Uber situation, they're saying, hey, you just can't be an Uber driver, independent contractor. You have to become a worker. If they become a worker, that means that they're subject to payroll tax. If they're subject to payroll tax, that means that the federal government makes money, and that means that the local government makes money as well. That's why you see the political interest or the federal government in California, not the federal government, but the state government in California wants people to become workers, because more workers you have, the more payroll tax that is paid. So we got to understand that. That's kind of caveat there a little bit. So that's what payroll tax is. The second thing I have pulled up, what I have pulled up right in front of me, this is on August 8th. This is the memorandum from President Trump. So pretty much this is his executive order that he put out, pretty much starting all of this whole payroll tax deferment. So the big thing is he came out and he pretty much said, hey, I want to defer payroll taxes for everybody that's earning under $100,000 a year, or $8,000, which is $8,000 a month. So you earn under $100,000 a year. He wants you to have a payroll tax deferment, meaning that you don't have to pay your taxes from September 1st all the way to December 31st. And now here's the tricky part, right? So this is what Trump is doing is nothing new. President Bush did the exact same thing. President Obama did the same thing too to push the economy. What President Bush did, he did it on your income taxes. He said, hey, you get a tax credit. So you get a tax credit of $500. I think that's what President Bush did to stimulate the economy. President Trump is saying, hey, I want to defer taxes. You don't have to pay payroll taxes from September to December. This is just a different way of, remember when they gave everybody $1,200 who made under $100,000 a couple months ago? So let's say if you was paying $300 a month in the payroll taxes, 300 times 4, September, October, November, December, that's another $1,200 check, money that's being placed into your pocket, right? So here's the tricky part. Now we got to get in, we got to understand there's a difference between a deferral and forgiveness. The president has the right to defer, but Congress has to give the right to forgive. So if you receive this payroll tax, so right now the president is saying he wants it to be forgiven, but the president doesn't have that power to do that. So he's saying, hey, from September to December, you don't have to pay payroll taxes. So a lot of federal employees will see a little extra money into their bank account. But if Congress doesn't approve this to be forgiven, this money has to be start being paid back for, especially for my military brethren out there, starting in January. From January to April, you will have to pay this back, right? So from January to April, you have to pay this back. So you will, from September to December, you don't have to pay it. Then from January to April, they're going to be taking this money back from you. So that's a big thing. A deferral means that, hey, you don't have to pay now, you have to pay later. You're deferring. Forgiveness is they're going to give us this money and we don't have to pay it back. President can defer, Congress only can forgive. Now you're saying, okay, Prince, that's great stuff, but why all this is happening and what does it mean to investors? Why is this happening? This is a way to stimulate the economy. We're going into the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter is the biggest season for investors. I mean, for retail, for businesses. What good is it that you have sales? What good is it that you have products to sell, but nobody has money to buy your product? What good is it that you have a book, you have glasses, cups, merchandise, whatever? I'm an investor, right? Here I am. What good is it that I know a lot about finances and I'm a financial planner, but nobody has money for me to plan? So businesses can't run unless the consumer has money. So what President Trump wants to do, the fourth quarter is the largest quarter for retail. So going into the fourth quarter, this is the strongest, going into the holiday season, this is the strongest quarter for retail businesses. People get out, it's the holiday season, people buy stuff, people give stuff, people take flights, all of the good stuff. But people can't do that unless they have money. So President Trump wants to put money into the consumer's hands to in turn spend on small businesses, large businesses, because when businesses have money, that means that people can have jobs, right? So his whole objective is to give people this money in a time of need going into the fourth quarter to stimulate the economy. Great. Prince, what does that mean to investors? What does it mean to investors when you stimulate the economy? It means a lot. For an investor, you're someone, if I'm investing into Amazon, I told you, guys and girls, Amazon is set up for the fourth quarter to have have the best fourth quarter they ever had. People can't sit down for Cyber Monday if they don't have money. So if the government is putting more money into their hand, they're more likely to spend it. And they're more likely to spend it versus paying a bill or invest. They're more likely to spend it on stuff they really don't need, right? So now when Cyber Monday comes out and you got Best Buy, you got Amazon and Walmart all start to throw their deals, they're giving you the money to be able to have this. What does this mean to investors? An investor knows that, hey, these companies, when they report their fourth quarter earnings come January, they're probably going to have the best quarter they ever had. This is what it means to investors. Now you know money doesn't die. Money is like, what is that? What's that word in physics? Or I'm not. What's energy? Energy and money are the same, right? Because they say energy never dies; it just goes somewhere else. Once you push something, kinetic energy doesn't die; it just goes somewhere else. So when you push money into the consumer's hands, can people save? Yes. Can people invest? Yes. What a majority of people are going to do with that money? They're going to spend it. So they're hoping that, hey, people can get out and maybe they may go out to eat, maybe they may buy clothes, maybe because think about it, everybody's at home creating products and they want to put their product on sale, but if nobody has money, it does no good. So what does this mean to investors? That when you stimulate the economy, that means you're trying to stimulate business. When businesses stimulate, that's great for investors. I believe the place where the money will go the most, in my belief, is it will go to e-commerce. Companies like your Amazon, companies like Facebook, because in the holiday season, people are really going to run Facebook ads because more people are at home, more people are going to spend money on Google ads and Facebook ads. Companies are going to spend money to put out their products to get people to get into the store and sell and buy their products. So what does this mean to investors? This means that you can see a big spurt in your favorite companies moving forward. So ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude today's episode. We talked about what is payroll tax. We talked about President Trump's executive order. We talked about why he did it. We talked about a deferment versus forgiveness. And we also spoke about what does it mean for investors. Let me see what you guys and girls got to say in the comments. Hey, he said, somebody said, hey, Miss Amanda said energy and money are one of the same. She put a star there. She said Amazon, Facebook, and e-commerce. Yes. So the thing about it, ladies and gentlemen, energy, when I say energy, now they say energy never dies, it just transfers. That's money. Just because your paycheck, when you got your paycheck, you spent all your money, don't mean your money disappeared. It disappeared out of your account, but it's in Amazon's financial statements. So you know what I mean? So that's what we need to go to. Kev said, you go over insurance yet? No, Kevin, we haven't. I'm going to try to get that episode about the next week or two, all right? And you said, okay. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get running. That's my cousin calling me. I got to get ready to take her to the airport so I don't get a chance to go back through it. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Vigiano? He said, what if I don't want the difference? Ooh. Now, some employees are giving you the option to not do it. Some people can say, hey, I don't want to do it. That's why some companies are giving pushback, because some companies are saying, screw this, I don't want it, because it's created an administrative nightmare. Because what if half of the employees say, I do want to defer? Some people saying, I don't want to defer. That creates a nightmare to a company, right? So some companies are giving the options. That's why private companies are giving pushback. So, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, everybody said, I want forgiveness. I do think they would do some type of forgiveness. But ladies and gentlemen, I thank y'all for tuning in. Until the next video, podcast, cartoon, or whatever else you see me do crazy around the globe. Peace, be safe. I'm out, and thank you.